Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Hey, quick note, I am doing a workshop here in San Rafael, California on the weekend of the 18th of November. Okay, so I want to focus on one very specific subject, and it's about individuation, but I'm not talking about the narcissist, I'm talking about you. So for most of you who have went through that horrendous, just nightmare where you finally woke up to narcissist abuse and it terrified you, and you started looking back on your life going, wow, this has happened to me my entire life. So here's the thing. You are the complete opposite of a narcissist. A narcissist takes zero responsibility and puts their responsibility on everyone else but them. They blame everyone, they point the finger, they try to make everyone look bad. Whereas you're on a complete opposite side. You're not in the middle 50-50. You are so far to the other side where it's like you take responsibility for things that you didn't do. You take blame for things that you had nothing to do with. So here's what I'm trying to say. Empaths are just as out of balance. Well, maybe not just as out of balance, but they are out of balance. There are some holes in our game. And my purpose for this is that the whole reason a narcissist attacked you is because there were some things about you where narcissists could just walk in and go, okay, I'm going to take over. Okay, and I'm going to abuse this person. You allowed people. You were one of the things that you did wrong was you are way too nice. Number one rule, do not be nice to people that are mean, rude, or disrespectful to you at all. Stops now. So here's one thing for those of you that have woken up, that are really highly aware of the game that Narcissist plays, and you're aware of what's going on. You did not just happenstance just suddenly wake up at the same period of time within 3 to 5 years of everybody else. There is absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a higher purpose. You have been chosen. You have a job to do. Look at what's going on outside there in the real world. Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Fresno, New York, Chicago, Florida, Europe. Everywhere is chaos. Everywhere. Drugs. Crime has just gone through the absolute roof. I just met with a guy at the store from Zimbabwe, and he told me how crime-ridden his country is now. He came here to escape that. And I'm like, wait, you came to the Bay Area to escape crime? You kind of came to the wrong place. And he's like, what are you talking about? This place is great. I'm like, the crime is through the roof here. He's like, it's nothing like my country. People are scared. People are worried. People argue and fight. There's just a tremendous amount of chaos going on. There's narcissist abuse everywhere. And you have a job to do with all of this. Look at this angel. He's solid. He's grounded. He's powerful. This is what you're supposed to be like. And you're thinking, well, I can't be like that. Yes, you can. You don't necessarily have to carry a sword, but you are going to have to learn how to carry the spiritual sword in his left hand. What I really want you to look at is look at the light from above that's coming down, going inside him, and it's expanding all the way around him beyond his wings. This is what I'm talking about. You need to become solid like this, the Great Wall of China. So inside your walls, there is an inner strength, an inner calm, and clarity and peace of mind. As they said in the movie Friday Night Lights, it was a high school football game, a football movie from Texas. Clear mind, clear hearts. Clear mind, clear hearts. What I'm about to share and what I've been sharing with you is something that has been unveiled, slowly like unveiling over the last 2 weeks that I've been making this series of videos. You are the reason, and some of you are still in it. You went through that dark night of the soul where it was just like you were all alone. You didn't talk to people, you avoided people, you didn't exchange numbers, you were just like terrified of people. And you were in this horrible, horrible dark place. You were finally building up something that you never had before. It's called boundaries. And this is the balance part of it, okay? Why? So you have this wall around you, and inside that territory, your space, your territory, is a sense of inner strength, inner calm, and peace. You are literally creating a space so God can bring His energy down inside you and expand around you. And this is what I call heaven on earth. There's a sense of nothingness inside, and that is clarity. What do you hear about narcissists all the time? They think and they think and they overthink. What you're doing is you're bringing a sense of inner calm and inner peace to the world by creating it within you. I can literally walk into a busy restaurant, and I mean a busy restaurant with 150, 200 people. And people could be laughing and clashing and yelling and, clapping their hands and making noise, and TVs can be on. And I can bring absolute silence to the entire room just by bringing this inner awareness, dropping it down inside me and calming myself all the way down. The entire room will come to a complete halt. Now, the first time I did this, I was with my goddaughter out to dinner. I took her out to P.F. Chang's, it's a Chinese restaurant, American fusion style. And it was really loud. I think she was kind of stressed, and she goes, God, it's so loud here. I'm like, do you want me to quiet it down? She goes, can you do that? I was like, yeah, sure. So I just really grounded myself, and then I dropped the energy to the entire room, and she looked up at me. She looked around. She goes, did you just do that? I'm like, yeah. I go, do you want me to turn it back up? And I raised the energy up inside me, and boom, everyone started talking loud again. And she goes, no, I liked it the other way, so I dropped it back down. Now, Adam, I have a video somewhere. I was just looking for it. I can't find it. But he talks about how I do this at restaurants. And he said the first time he did it, it just blew me away. He goes, I can't believe someone did this. This was in a really big restaurant that was completely packed. Okay, good news. I found it. I'm going to upload that video. It's about a 7 or 8 minute video after this video, okay? It's a really upbeat, happy, fun video, but he was really blown away when I did it, okay? So I want to stay on subject for this video. This is very important. Alright, I tell you what, I'm going to upload about a minute or so just to give you a little clip, and then I'll upload the whole video tomorrow, okay? But this is going to be really cool. Watch this. Adam admits, like, God, it's really loud here, because there was 150 plus people. Yeah. There was a lot of people, plus the waiters and waitresses and dropping stuff and, yelling it in the kitchen. It was loud, and children are, it was really, and Adam was, wow, it's kind of loud here. And I had said, oh, would you like me to turn it down? And
I remember that. It was crazy. I could hear kids screaming. I could hear like plates smashing everywhere. I was like, what's going on in this place? It's like, it's insane, right? And then Mike looks at me, he's like, would you like me to turn that down? And I'm like looking at him like, what does he think it is, a fucking radio station or something? And then I was like, yeah, sure. And he just looks at me, well, actually kind of through and past me. I don't know, it's like, there's this very like calm eye. All I can say is his eyes kind of dilated. And then suddenly, the frequency of the room, I know this sounds crazy, but like, at first I was like, it's just by chance. It just lowered down, and it came to this stillness. And then the whole room was, quiet. If I dropped a coin or my keys on the floor, you would hear that. It was pitch silent.
So everything that I'm talking about, or Adam's talking about, what we're doing, or excuse me, what I was doing, is everything's energy. I mean, really. Now, okay, okay. So a lot of you are like, oh, well, that's so you believe that, huh? No, I do it. My goddaughter, if she was here, I'd do a video with her right now. Unfortunately, she's in another state. She's in Texas. So I've done it with so many people, so many clients. I really should have recorded it more. I might have one more recording of one other person. I'm not sure, but I'm going to see if I can find something else. So if you come out here to California, I guarantee it, we will do it in a restaurant out in public somewhere. So that sounds all cool and fun and everything, and it is. So the number one thing I want to say first is, yes, everything is energy. Your words, your thoughts, everything you do, your intentions are powerful forms of energy. So here's the thing. I don't believe. I know. Knowing is beyond belief. Belief just opens the door for you to walk in to find out. So if you didn't believe, well, then you're not going to show up for football practice because you don't believe you can do it. But how are you going to find out if you don't walk through the door? The problem with most, I would say, religious people / Christians is they think the goal is faith. They think the goal is believing. No, that's just the first step. It's like putting the key into the ignition and then turning it. That's faith. That's belief. But when you turn it, you're taking action and the car starts. This is what spirituality is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be, well, I have blind faith and I just believe. No, the whole intention is for you to find out and to have these spiritual experiences, so you know from experience. See, in my church that I went to a long time ago, for many years, I mean, I think we sang this song every single Sunday. I'm not kidding. For years, it was, how does it go? Just like Jesus, I want to be like Jesus, just like Jesus, like Jesus. So it literally was saying, I want to be just like Jesus. But once again, most Christians will shut you down and say, oh, you can't be like Jesus. The entire purpose of Jesus, his existence, his sacrifice, is for you to move in that direction. Period. End of sentence. You're not supposed to be a couch potato and flopping around saying, oh, I believe, I have faith. No. Faith without deeds are dead. In other words, if you're sitting there with faith and you're not taking action, that's dead faith. There's nothingness there. When I was in infantry training school, we would march and we would just yell out, deeds, not words, infantry, deeds, not words, infantry, and we would just march to this over and over, and that's the whole thing. Not words. It's not bullshit. You take action, you take steps, you move forward. That's what this is all about. The reason why you guys went through this is because you have a special mission on this planet, and you cannot sit on your couch and say, oh, I'm just going to have faith. Do you want to know what that's for? Just having faith? That's for the majority, and I literally mean the majority. From 2 pastors, they literally said most churches have 1% of the people that are true spiritual believers. And I'm like, what? And they said, you're lucky to have 2% or 3%. If you have 3%, you have a super strong church. And I was like, you're kidding me. In other words, 97% of those people are full of shit, and they're just a bunch of airbags. It's just words. They're not taking action. They're just saying, oh, I have faith. They don't even know what faith is. You want to know what faith is? Faith is strapping on a parachute, stepping in that door, looking down at the treetops 2,000 feet plus below, and jumping. And for most of you that are on my channel right now, that's exactly what you did. For those of you who went through that call it dark night of the soul. It lasted 2 or 3 years. You were terrified. You were alone. You cut people out of your life. You didn't talk to people, etc. You built that Great Wall of China. You already jumped, even if you didn't realize it. You decided you wanted to open your spiritual eyes. You wanted to look around and go, what in the hell is going on? You snapped out of that hypnosis. You snapped out of that trance, that spiritual control that narcissist had over you. You jumped out and said, I've had it. I want to see what's going on. This channel, this isn't for Christians. This channel is for people who want to take it to the next level where Jesus always intended it. We are supposed to move forward spiritually to tap in to our spiritual abilities and powers. Let me tell you something about Jesus that you probably don't already know. But it's in the Bible. Jesus took his disciples and he taught them how to go unto the world in pairs. He literally said, go unto the world in pairs and do unto others as I have done unto you. He taught them how to heal people. And yet, most Christians will say, oh, that's the work of the devil. You know, it's funny. That's exactly what the Pharisees and the Sadducees, etc., said to Jesus and about Jesus. Oh, this must be the work of a demon. No, it must be the work through a devil. Nothing's changed. It's still the same. Not kind of, not so. It's exactly the same. The church is the same now as it was back when Jesus was on the planet walking around. Exactly the same. So you're telling me if I heal someone of cancer, that makes me doing something wrong, something bad? You know, it's funny. It sounds exactly what they did to Jesus. How about when Jesus said to them something to the effect, so let's say you're on the Sabbath and one of your your sheep falls into the gutter or the gully and it gets stuck. I can't remember the exact verbiage, but he falls over, he gets stuck in the gully. Are you not going to go save it and pull it out? Well, of course you are. So healing is a bad thing? Really? Okay, that's very interesting. So let's get to the purpose of this video. It's about boundaries, okay? So here's the deal. Narcissists are boundary crashers. Empaths have no boundaries because what have they done to you? They crashed your boundaries all the way inside you so you don't have any space around you. They literally collapsed your space all the way in. So now they invade your space. Your job is to fight to keep your boundaries. Whether you like it or not, that's your job. Let me tell you what it's not about. It's not about being nice 100% of the time. If a tiger attacks you, you fight back. You defend yourself. Period. End of sentence. This is life. The reason why some people have more money, more houses, more property is because they were willing to fight for it. They wanted it and said, I deserve it and I'm going to fight for it. I'm not going to let someone just push me around. And that's the problem with empaths and light workers. You were lied to by the narcissist, as you've heard in all my videos in the past. You were told, oh, well, you're a light worker. No, you're not. You're a light warrior. Again, this goes all the way back to the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve and the forbidden fruit and the serpent. He made up a rule and said, oh, well, he made up a word and he said, oh, you're naked. And that's bad. You should be ashamed. So when in a couple verses later, God walks in the garden and says, Adam, Eve, where art thou? And it says, and they hid. God calls out again, Adam, Eve, where art thou? And Adam says, we're hiding. God says, why are you hiding? Adam says, because we're naked. God says, who told you that you were naked? In other words, somebody said you're naked and that's wrong and that's shameful and that's why they were hiding. Whereas before, the verse chapter 2, the very last verse, it says when they were with God in the garden, it said they were with God in the garden and they were naked and they were not, N-O-T, not ashamed. In other words, they were naked all the time, but the serpent came along, twisted words, and made them believe that this was shameful and bad and thus they hid from God. The serpent, the narcissist, tricked you into believing it's either left or it's right. Remember that either or dichotomous thinking? And they stung your emotional system, by embarrassing, humiliating you over and over, shaming you. Oh, wait, that's right. That goes back to the book of Genesis again. Adam, Eve, and the fruit. They were ashamed of being naked, so they hid from God. Oh, modern narcissists, they're doing the same thing. They're shaming you. Oh, that sounds like all the churches I went to. They shame me. Oh, your shoe's not tied right. Oh, you didn't walk backwards the right way. Oh, you didn't do this at the right time. Oh, shame, shame, shame. So they stung your emotional system into dropping down into a lower level. See, you were already at a higher level. They brought you down, and that's why everything seemed like darkness. And now you were thinking either or. So you're thinking, okay, well, if I'm a light worker and a healer, then I have to be nice. If I'm an empath, then I'm just a nice being. No, you're a light warrior. You're supposed to have both, left and right. They convinced you it was an either-or mentality, so you were like, well, I'm either good or I'm bad. No, life is not that black and white. If somebody attacks you, you have every right to be a badass and to kick some ass. Alright, so Sissy said something on a video that came out about a week before this one. She says, I'm only halfway through, but my mind just popped. The narcissistic parents take away the ability of us being able to say no. They steal our individualization. I still struggle saying no. In other words, they take away your boundaries. They take away your ability to say no, to fight back, to push back, to punch, to kick, to scratch, to claw, to defend your boundaries and what's rightfully yours. Boundaries is your individuation. This is what makes you an individual. They took that away from you. Defend your boundaries. You're part of the individuation. It is for you to begin to develop boundaries, to fight for your boundaries, to fight for that inner space, because it literally is your kingdom. Again, here's why. When you develop that Great Wall of China around you, it doesn't mean you can't talk to people or interact. Hell, you can lower the drawbridge and let someone in if you want, okay? And be vulnerable with someone. But the world is in chaos right now. They need you to develop that Great Wall of China, to have boundaries, to be like a honey badger, to fight. Anyone who steps over your boundaries of any sort, for you to say no, to walk away, to hang up the phone, to walk away in the middle of a conversation when someone's doing this confusion tactics, so you can keep this sense of inner peace inside you, and then learn how to drop your awareness inside you. What this does, it brings the energy, the mana from the heavens above down inside your body and around your space. It's literally spiritual, heavenly energy. So by learning to say no, to fight back, to be strong, you are completing your individuation. That's what this is all about. Yes, number one, for you to become a complete human being. Number two, you have a special mission here on the planet. Your job is literally to bring heaven onto earth. Now, I don't mean out there to other people. I'm talking about to you within your own boundaries, within your own space. Here's what will happen. So once people can't invade your boundaries, once you have strong, solid boundaries, and you have this internal awareness, the energy drops down inside and people will begin to feel it. It's like you're this island on the planet where there's chaos everywhere. I'm telling you, I can walk into different neighborhoods, different restaurants, and people just stop and they look. People will start to smile. I could be in line at the grocery store. People will just gravitate towards me because it reminds them of something that they forgot a long, long time ago. It's who they used to be before they got divided and separated and before all this wickedness came onto the planet. They begin to realize, wait a minute, there's something that, and people will say it to me all the time, there's something about you, I don't know what it is. It's who and what they used to be. They used to be very grounded people. We all did. Before the narcissist got into our head and screwed up our energy. We used to have this internal awareness. Now notice how there's this light that comes from above and drops down inside him. That's the way it's supposed to be. Your awareness is supposed to be from above, like the heavens, coming down inside your head, all the way filling you up inside your body, and then dropping down into the earth, all the way to the center core of the earth. This is called vertical awareness. This is freedom. This is when everyone has their own space around them. This is the healthy way of being, and this is the way it was originally built when God first created the earth. As God made humans, he made us upright. Exactly how our energy is supposed to be, upright, vertical, not horizontal, but most people connect horizontal from forehead to forehead, throat chakra or heart chakra to heart chakra, or solar plexus chakra to solar plexus. That's how most people will connect. They'll connect on one of those levels in a horizontal way from your chest to their chest, from your forehead. You're not supposed to do that. That's what causes the slave master mentality. And that's what narcissists do. And that's how narcissists view the world. When you have upright energy, upright awareness, everything and everyone around you starts to go, something's different here. Like, what is it? They may not be able to logically understand it, but on an energetic level, you are guiding them back to who they are so they can become upright once again. So this is going to be the course in November. Here's what I'm going to do in the next 48 hours. I'm going to build a page and I'm going to connect it on, put it on the front page so you guys can pay to join this workshop/seminar. Again, it's here in the Bay Area, California. Probably going to do it here in San Rafael. You have to remember this page, its #1 title is Fight Back. And then it says then it says destroy narcissist abuse. For those of you who are chosen, you're not supposed to sit on your couch and flop around and just talk about doing the talk of the talk. You're supposed to walk the walk. You've already gotten your ass kicked, and the reason why you woke up is because one day after 10, 15, 20, 25 years, 30, 40 years of this, you had said enough, because you started realizing no matter how nice you are to them, they're never, ever, ever going to be nice to you. So you might as well start learning tools, start doing your push-ups and your sit-ups, and start learning how to fight back. The perfect example is becoming the mama bear. You've got some children now. It's your job. It's time to toughen up, and it's time for you to protect what's yours. Where in the Bible does it say that everything is easy? Please explain this to me. Where in the Bible does it say sit on your couch and flop around? Where? Please, someone, please, share this with me. The good news is life becomes easier, because I'm going to say something that I heard Richard, I think it's pronounced Grannon, or maybe it's Gannon had said. What we are realizing, and if you're still only a year or two into this, in another year you're going to see it, you're like, my God, narcissists are weak. They're extremely weak beings, and I'm not trying to be mean to them or rude or anything like that at all. They are cowards. They're corrupt human beings. They don't function very well. They don't function in society. They are complete failures at humans. Meaning they're complete failures at being a human. They're weak people. And again, it's like the Wizard of Oz. It's like lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! But when Toto finally pulls the curtain open, like, wait, it's just a little old man, and the Wicked Witch, you just spill water on her and she literally melts and disappears. Like, really? And the flying monkeys, they're cowards. They're the biggest cowards of them all. So, I'm giving you the keys, the secret key to your freedom. Fight back against anyone who goes over your boundaries. Buddhist monks do. I'm telling you, I've watched Buddhist monks rip into people who are rude and disrespectful to them. They do not put up with shit at all. So if they do it, so should you. As Debbie said, I just walked away. They didn't deserve an explanation. And you know what? That's exactly right. Your final step is to have boundaries, because this is what's going to finally teach you how to individuate completely as a light worker, as an energy healer, as an empath. Okay, so in the workshops and the one-on-one coaching, what we're going to do with you is we are going to teach you how to drop down inside. So number one is what this video is about. You have to go through that boundary building stage. So a lot of you are in it, okay? You've been in it for years. It's a place where you're lonely, it's darkness, you woke up to narcissist abuse, you got terrified, it was like demonic, etc. You are actually in a phase of building the Great Wall of China. That's a really, really good thing, believe it or not, but it is part of the training that God or Spirit is putting you through. So number one, developing strong boundaries, claiming your territory, claiming the space inside you and the space around you. This is your territory, just like a moat with a castle with big walls around. Inside is your city. This is your heaven, okay? So once you establish strong boundaries, now what we're going to do is we're going to teach you how to have internal awareness. What this does is it drops your energy down inside you, inside your physical flesh, your body, and around your body. The physical space around you, it's approximately 15 to 18 inches around you. So once you do this, now you have this upright connection, this internal connection. We are going to teach you, or I'm going to be teaching you internal awareness techniques so you can drop down inside and connect with source, connect with the planet, and be in proper alignment. It's called vertical alignment. A lot of people throw around this word, oh, I'm in alignment, I'm aligned. And it's like, okay, well, how do you do that? So you can go to a chiropractor and you can do a lot of things and you will feel physically aligned. What we're going to do is not only get you physically aligned, we're going to get you energetically and spiritually aligned. Now, what does this do? When you become internal, it creates stronger boundaries. It's like having a 1 liter plastic bottle that's empty. Well, you can push it over really easily. But when you take the fluid, the water, the Coca-Cola, whatever, and you drop it down inside, now it's got some weight. Now other people can't push their energy into you. And that's what happens when your energy is up in your head. You know, when you say, oh, I'm stuck in my head, or I'm heady. Well, now they can push their energy into your body and physically push you around just by looking at you and just by leaning forward, etc., etc. So when you're grounded, your energy drops down inside you and you become solid, whole, and complete. It's a really solid, good feeling. So the reason why narcissists will play the word salad game, the doubt game, gaslight you, is because they're trying to get you stuck up in your head. Now, when your awareness goes up in your head, your energy goes up in your head, and it goes up and above like an upside down pyramid. What we're going to do is open you up and have this drop down inside you, your own physical, spiritual energy. And now it's connected inside your body and your space where it's supposed to be. Now you are more solid and more grounded, and this creates a solid Great Wall of China boundary that people cannot penetrate with their energy. So now that narcissist that confused you, got you in doubt, got you up in your head, they used to be able to just look at you and make you feel bad. They used to be able to just kind of laser beam and shove their energy into your energy. Now, it's not just narcissists that do this. You've done this to other people too, especially if you're up in your head. Okay? People on an unconscious level, energetically, we tend to push, check where people's boundaries. So energetically, we'll push our energy into people. When you learn how to do this internal awareness these series of techniques, you won't do that anymore. And what happens is people begin to feel more comfortable around you, and they begin to open up to you and are more willing to talk to you and work with you. As a healer, as an NLP trainer, as a hypnotherapist, as a life coach, if you're a therapist, if you're a healer, if you're a massage therapist, this is something that is very, very important to learn how to do, because it allows you to become solid, grounded, whole, and complete. And now you have boundaries. Now you don't take on other people's energy. There are a lot of benefits. If you're a salesman, beyond a shadow of a doubt, this will draw people to you without pulling them. Remember, you're not going to pull them. If you're pulling or pushing, you're doing it wrong. So it'll naturally draw people to you, and they'll trust you. They'll become comfortable with you because now you're more in tune, and it causes you to become honest. I'm going to add one more. The ultimate factor is you become a lot more powerful as a human being, as a spirit, and all of a sudden narcissists look at you and they're like, oh, I can't push this person around. So what happens is it wards off narcissists. The whole reason narcissists clung to you, went after you, attacked you, is because your energy was up in your head. You weren't grounded. They don't like people to be grounded because then they can't influence them. They can't attack them. They can't push them around. They can't pull them around. They can't jerk them around. This is a narcissist #1 worst nightmare. They can't do it with you if you're truly connected to yourself. This is why every tactic, from gaslighting to lying to word salad to all the overwhelming questions, to everything to do with the confusion, the doubt, it's to get you disconnected from yourself. Because when you're connected, you're powerful. And the most important thing is, it means you literally think for yourself. Again, #1 worst nightmare for a narcissist. They cannot control you if you think for yourself. And that's what Jesus meant when he said, look within. When you do internal awareness and you physically look within, you start to think for yourself. You'll listen to people's ideas and then you take the information, you go inside, you go, what do I think about this? And they don't like that because now you're free. Hey, this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com, MikeKollin.com. On the home page, there will be a sign-up page. You can pay right there, and there will be a date, time, location, address, etc. Okay, thank you for listening. If you like this video, click the subscribe button, click the like, go ahead and make a comment, and if you'd like, go ahead and make a donation. In the description box, there's a PayPal link, and I will see you guys at the November training. Right now it is November 5th as I'm uploading this. I will see you there in about 12 days.